Whew.
All right, you think you can handle it from here? Because I got my own work to do.
I don't need your help.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So if I were to tell you there are a couple stragglers behind you, you wouldn't need me to point that out? I didn't say there were any, I was just saying it.
You know, I think you'd have better things to do with your time than bother me.
No, not really, I don't.
Like figuring out who burned down your barn, for example. I mean, Sean, doesn't that bother you? That someone just got away with it?
Yeah. Bothers me.
So why aren't you doing anything
I
about
spoke to Jeremy. He said he couldn't make out who was out there.
it? Yeah, and you believe it.
I'll tell you what. I'll race you and that excuse back to the house. Loser muck stalls. What do you say?
All right, if you feel like losing.
All right. Ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Set?
Come on.
Come on, give it a sec. Hold on. Who are you taking to that debutante ball?
Well, I hadn't
Go!
even...
Go! Hey!
Come here! Yeah! Oh, boy! Come on! Come on, Sean! Come here!
I am not going to the debutante ball, and that is that.
Why not?
Because your sister is stubborn, willful, and argumentative.
I am not.
I rest my case.
Alice, if you don't go to the debutante ball, how will you ever find a husband?
You see how this kind of social nonsense warps the minds of innocent young children?
Lexi, aren't you supposed to be working on your lessons?
No.
First of all, Lexi, why is finding a husband the most important goal of my life?
Nobody said it was.
Miss Forrester did. My tutor.
Remind me to have a talk with her.
Secondly, even if finding this ideal future husband of mine were my life's ambition, I am not going to be paraded around in front of all of the eligible bachelors like some prize horse for them to stare at and talk about.
I think you're making a big deal out of nothing.
If she doesn't want to get married, she shouldn't have to.
Thank you.
She can stay an old maid and take care of you when the rest of us are gone, Pa.
That's very thoughtful of you, sweetheart.
On the other hand, I suppose going to one dance, more or less, doesn't really obligate me to anything.
Anything else you need from town?
No, just what's on the list. Thank you. Oh, and I've decided to move Marion from the kitchen to the upstairs staff.
Well, let's hope her dusting's better than her cooking.
Mr. Logan, Mr. William Winters is here to see you. Shall I show him in?
Yes. Run along, sweetheart.
William?
Thank you.
Oh, boy! Come on! Come on! Oh! Got her!
Vivian. What brings you here?
William has business with your father. He thought the fresh air would be good for me.
I'm glad to see you. I was hoping we'd have a chance to talk.
You asked me, quite publicly, not to marry you. I can't imagine what else needs to be said.
Hope you're feeling well.
Thank you.
How thoughtful of you, William, to bring Sean's loan agreement all the way out here.
Of course, if you cannot repay it at this time,
Particularly since this is bank business and should be handled at the bank.
I'm certain I could convince Father to make some sort of trade. Land, for instance.
Why, thank you. We'll keep it in mind. William was here about the loan.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride into town right now and talk to Asa Winters.
So I'll speak to Asa Winters. He's made this personal.
I sure would like to know who'd want to do something like this.
You know, you never did say what you were doing out here the night of the fire. You're sure you did see two men right off, right?
You know, I don't know, Clay. I told you. Someone came out of the barn. There were two horses. Both horses rode off. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
It was dark.
Well, sorry to hear about that fire out at your place.
Yeah, it'll set us back some, but I still think we'll have a crop this fall.
Well, new tobacco seed should be in a couple of days.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Miss Logan. Miss Logan.
Steven?
I was hoping I might have the honor of calling on you at home one day this week.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Shall we say day after tomorrow?
All right.
Is that a possible escort to the debutante ball?
I'm not sure I'm even going.
Of course you are.
Ugh, this family.
You know as well as I do that if this were any other customer, you wouldn't be doing this.
Oh, what on earth is your point, Logan?
It's wrong of you to call in Sean's loan for personal reasons, Asa.
Well, I guess I'll just have to find a way to live with that. But can I offer you a drink of my own premium Kentucky bourbon while we discuss a settlement? What are you doing?
You can send William over with the receipt.
You paying off your son's loan?
I hope it keeps you warm at night.
All right, then. Let's make sure we have biscuits. I saw Stephen Dobbins in town. He wants to call on me.
You like him?
I do, but I don't know. All the boys around here seem so immature.
Not like someone else.
Do you think he'll fit in here? People can be so snooty.
Oh, I think he'll manage.
Virginia.
I see it as the most advanced training center ever constructed. The kind of place that every horseman would want to bring his thoroughbreds to train for the Derby. I mean, we'd attract top trainers and jockeys worldwide.
I've never even heard of such a place, Ned.
Well, that's what makes it such a good idea. Look, you want a Derby champion as much as I do? You spend a fortune traveling all over Europe looking for a thoroughbred that's going to give it to you. Why not invest in your own backyard for a change?
How much capital outlay are we talking about?
Not that much.
Well, enough so that you're talking to me instead of doing it yourself.
Why, Harry, just having a friendly little chat.
Ah.
Miss Logan.
I saw it. It's boring.
It's the whole reason we're here.
Okay. Sorry.
All right now. Come on. Once you get an idea in that head of yours, you just can't stop chewing on it, can you?
Well, I just think it's kind of strange that we haven't had a fire ever, and 3 days after Jeremy shows up, tobacco barn burns down.
Oh, so you're saying that Jeremy went out to the barn, started the fire, and then came back to tell us about it?
I don't know who did it. All I'm saying is Jeremy has told us nothing about that night.
I think you've been getting entirely too much sun. It affects your thinking.
Affects my thinking, huh?
And now, a warm Kentucky welcome home for Stephen Dobbin, first prize winner at Belgium and York.
Stephen Dobbins races horses all over the world. He's won 10 first-place ribbons.
10? Wow. Can you make any money doing that?
No. Jeremy? Jeremy?
Who's that?
Oh, that's Virginia Griffith. Her father's giving this party. Jeremy.
Lexi, would you loan me the ribbon from your hair?
Sure.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Thanks. Miss Griffith? I'm Jeremy Bradford. I'm staying with the Logans.
So I've heard.
These are for you.
How lovely. And they match the table arrangements exactly.
You're kidding. What a coincidence.
My daddy says there's no such thing as coincidence. He says everything happens for a reason. What do you say?
I'd say I hope your daddy is right.
I think Jeremy likes Virginia.
Well, Virginia, I didn't know you were taking on charity cases.
I was invited here, same as you.
Oh, that right? See, 'cause I don't think you are the same as me.
Well, I guess that's to my advantage, isn't it?
You think you're pretty good with words, do you? You was good with your fists.
Well, I guess I would be if that were the only tool I had. You got pretty big hands. You know what they say about big hands, right? Small brain.
Ty. We are here at Colonel Griffith's invitation. We should follow his example of good hospitality. May I escort you to the refreshment table?
Good day, Mr. Bradford.
We have stables over here. We have a bunkhouse for the jockeys and the trainers. We have man-made ponds for exercise. We have a pacing track over here. I can see the day we have 20, 30 horses training here.
20 or 30?
Reach for your dreams, Griffith, else what are the heavens for?
The only thing I see you reaching for is my cash.
That's all you see. You're a short-sighted man, Harry.
Uh-huh. Why don't you put some figures on paper? Let me talk it over with my attorney.
Thought you'd never ask.
You are relentless, Logan.
Well, I consider that a good quality.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on over to Colonel Griffith's place.
I'll come with you.
No, that's okay. I'll be fine on my own.
Well, what if you get lost or something, or the horse starts running?
I'll manage, honest. Okay, I'll see you at dinner time. Go.
Be careful.
I will.
Come in. Oh, look at you. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Well, 3 more hopeful suitors asking for the honor of escorting you to the debutante ball. What?
I don't know. It just seems so ridiculous to have a big party to announce to the world, look who's old enough to get married now. As if every old biddy in town hasn't been talking about it all year anyway.
Oh, Alice.
Ouch!
Sorry.
I mean, the girls, they all show up terrified that they don't look beautiful enough. And the boys, well, they just stand in the corner slipping moonshine into the punch, sweating in their tuxedos. And the whole thing just seems preposterous. Thank you, Winifred.
Miss? Well, if it's so preposterous, then why go?
Are you kidding? Everyone will talk about me if I don't.
Oh.
Hey!
Stop. Well, I bet you'd be looking forward to going to the ball if you were going with Jeremy.
Well, hello.
Hi.
What brings you to our part of the world?
I came to see you.
Why, Mr. Bradford, don't you know anything about etiquette?
No, not much.
A gentleman doesn't call on a young lady without an invitation.
Oh. Suppose you invite me now, and that'd make it all right.
Unfortunately, I have another engagement.
I see. Well, I'm sure you've had a lot of invitations to go to the debutante ball. But before you make up your mind, I want you to consider one thing. Those guys can pick you up in fancy carriages and shower you with gifts, but I can give you this.
What?
Surprise.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Virginia?
Hello, William.
What are you doing here? Delivering groceries?
Why don't you put your request in writing, and I'll consider it, along with the others.
No white charger today? Or do you only ride the fancy horse when you're sneaking away?
Shut up, Ty.
You're worried about him?
Charles, let's get out of here.
Walk on. Come on.
Ho, ho!
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
See, I thought I recognized Ty Mitchell from someplace.
Why didn't you say something about this
Well,
before?
I wasn't sure. But when I heard William say, let's get out of here, it was his voice I heard that night. I'm positive.
Yeah, but Sean, Jeremy, you can... Sean! You better tell Pa about this! Sean! Sean, where you going? Sean! Darn it, Sean, where you going?
I'm going to Williams.
Yeah. 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 Come on.
Tomatoes, William? Look fresh.
Thank you, Ty.
What a beautiful day for a déjeuner sur lèvres.
Oui, c'est très bon. Tomato, Elizabeth? So, Ty, how about a round of cards after the pheasant shoot?
Where do you find time for business?
I'm never too busy for lunch with you.
William! Did you burn down my barn?
Get off my property!
Did you burn down my barn?
You heard him. Leave. Hey!
Behind you!
Hey! Stop there!
Get off me! Get your... Hey! Get off!
You're just lucky I didn't have both of them arrested, which I will do next time either one of them sets foot on his property.
Jeremy says he saw William at the barn the night of the fire.
So, the street urchin thinks he remembers seeing my son start a fire. You don't suppose this could have anything to do with him wanting to squire Virginia Griffith around, do you?
No.
No? You meet a young woman that my son is courting, and suddenly, you remember seeing him burn down a barn. Let me ask you something. What was he wearing?
I couldn't see him very well, but I remember his voice.
Uh-huh. Do you realize how serious an accusation this is?
Ask William if it's true.
I don't need to ask him. He was with me that night. And if I even hear a breath of this false charge again, I'll haul you into court for defamation of character.
You can't defame something you haven't got, Winters.
yeah, yeah, go, yeah, yeah.
Father.
I don't want to hear it.
Sean?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you want to come over here and start trouble with my family.
Start trouble.
Just stay away from us.
Hey, Bob! I'll see you boys back at the house.
So now you think it was William and Ty?
How do you know Ty was there? If Ty wasn't at the fire that night, how did he know I was riding the white horse?
And this sudden recollection you had, this has nothing to do with Virginia Griffith?
No.
Well, unfortunately, without some sort of physical evidence, we don't really have a case against William. And I'd appreciate if you boys would come and talk to me before you decide to take matters into your own hands again.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Paul.
All right, well, you got chores to do before bed.
Why was Jeremy riding the Andalusian?
I think he thought that if he went for a ride, he could figure some things out.
Did he?
I believe so.
So, you went over to see Virginia today?
Must be something in the water's made me a little crazy. What was I thinking?
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I'd go over there and turn on the old Bradford charm and convince her I was the only one in the world she'd want to go to the debutante ball with.
And what did she say?
Put it in writing and I'll consider it.
I'm sorry. Protocol. It's very important to people like the Griffiths.
As if knowing which fork to use at dinner is the mark of a good man.
Does it mean a lot to you to take Virginia to the ball?
I don't know.
Well, I can't guarantee you that she'll say yes, but I'll teach you everything that you need to know in case she does. We can start right now. You always pull out a chair for a young lady.
Oh.
Come on.
Miss?
Thank you.
Jeremy,
Yes?
the letter. You have to write a letter to Virginia asking her to the ball.
Oh. Look, I don't know what to say.
Say whatever you want. Come on. Sit down.
I can't.
Of course you can. Just write, Dear Virginia, will you please go to the ball with me and sign it?
Alice, I don't know how to write.
Then I'll write it for you.
Whoa, Charlie! Bring my tobacco seeds in.
Yeah, the thing is, I sold it to someone else.
What?
I'm sorry. Someone offered me a good price, so I sold it.
Now, wait a second, Charlie. You sold my seat. Who'd you sell it to?
Look, I don't want any trouble, Sean. Not with you, not with your father.
Ace of Winners? Did you sell my seed to Ace of Winners?
Just keep me out of it.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna get away with this.
Clay, get back in. Let's go see Pa. Walk on! Walk on!
Someone from the Dobbins place just delivered this.
It's from Stephen. He's taking back his request to escort me to the ball.
Alice.
Oh. Hey, Pa! Pa, the tobacco seed I ordered, Ace of Winners bought it.
Megan Boone printed a story in the Telegraph about you and Clay. Says you accused William of burning down the barn.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sure that's not what Winters is saying.
Oh, so now people are gonna start acting different towards us just because we accuse William of something.
Looks like it. Harry Griffith was supposed to meet me today to discuss a business partnership. He never showed up.
I'm not even sure what we're looking for.
Anything that doesn't belong to us.
Like what?
Like a button or a cufflink or something.
We've been over this ground a dozen times. There's nothing here.
We'll go over it a dozen more if we have to. There's got to be some proof that William was here.
If he was.
That's it, Clay. I've had enough of your mouth.
Hey! Our fight isn't with each other.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
Let it go.
There's no reason we should believe that William started the fire any more than
Ned.
Jeremy.
You ever buy Winter's Label bourbon?
No.
It's not much.
I thought you'd find this demonstration enlightening. Sean? Funny thing about 80 proof bourbon, how clumsy of me, I spilled.
You sent for me, Father?
William, perfect timing. I seem to have come off without my handkerchief. Would you loan me yours? As I was saying, 80 proof bourbon is flammable as kerosene. Did you know that, Winters? If you spread enough of it around,
and burn down a whole building. As I was saying, you could burn down a whole building. But the bottle comes through just fine.
We found this in the ashes. Has her insignia on it.
Half this town drinks winter's label.
Half this town has no reason to harm our family.
Or maybe William was just trying to prove to you that he's a man. Or maybe he was trying to avenge Vivian's honor. Whatever the reason he was there, you know it as well as I do.
What do you want?
I want you to call off this feud you're trying to set up. And if you ever try to damage the Logan name again...
You'll what?
You'll live to regret it. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I sure am looking forward to going to the ball tomorrow.
The ball?
We're still going?
I'm not.
We're all going.
You have to go, Alice. I mean, you're the only one who'll dance with me.
Nobody wants us there, Clay.
You let other people's bad behavior stop you from doing things. Pretty soon, you won't be able to leave your own house.
Excuse me.
Pa doesn't know what it's like. I never even wanted to go to that stupid ball in the first place. But now, to have to go when nobody wants to take me.
I mean, you could talk to him, explain it.
Maybe.
But, I was thinking, you know, if you change your mind, I know I'm not as sophisticated or smart as some of these other guys, and if they were still in the picture, I know I would never have a chance of taking you. But, I'd sure be honored if you'd consider going with me.
But I thought you wanted to take Virginia.
That was before I thought I had a chance of taking you.